Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to Daily Cartomancy. We are going to do a reading for today, Thursday, September 16th, 2021. And let's just jump right into it. Starting with the year. 221 times 6 is 30. All right, and our year card is the 8 of Spades. So we've been getting a lot of spades lately. The last one we had was actually yesterday when we got the 10 of spades. So the 10 of spades, obviously is the pinnacle, but the 8 of spades is still a very good card. It represents fortune, luck, and of course when it comes to work, that has a very kind of special feeling as well, in that we're talking about an opportunity coming. So since we're talking in the spiritual realm with the year cards, it's sort of an opportunity to take a gamble with the energies of the universe. Basically, if you feel something you're not sure of, go ahead and go for it. That's the message that we're getting from the year card. Let's take a look at the month card. It's the 9th month times 4 is 36. Okay, and for the month, we get the 10 of clubs. A couple of very positive cards coming out of the gates here. Last clubs that we got were an interesting sequence of the ace of clubs, the 2 of clubs, and then the queen of clubs, which indicated an acceleration. And sure enough, here we are now all the way at the 10 of clubs. We are talking about the emotional realm, and clubs are the suit of emotion. So this is extremely resonant right now for the month. And the 10 of clubs represents joy and represents complete fulfillment. So I'm going to say that at least as far as your emotions go, today is going to be a relentlessly positive day. But let's take a look at the week's energies in terms of the physical body, what's going on there. We are still in week 37. And we get the 5 of hearts. So yesterday we had the Jack of hearts for this week, which was kind of a mischievous card. And that has resolved with the 5 of hearts. So in terms of our physical being, we're looking at an area of balance and in kind of a stasis in terms of our companionship. So we're probably going to be with somebody we're very comfortable with being, and it's going to feel really good. And there's going to be perhaps some good fortune in terms of what's coming our way. So the universe is teeing everything up for there to be a good day, but just because the universe sets it up doesn't necessarily mean it comes to fruition. For that, we need the daily reading. But of course, before we get to the general daily reading, let's take a look at what this sets up for the entire year. For those of you who are having a birthday today on the 16th, let's take a look at the 16th card. Oh, and we have the 4 of spades. That is a tricksy card to pull, but not necessarily a bad card. The 4 of spades, spades of course being the suit of work or energies that you're putting out into the universe. The shorthand for the 4 of spades is sort of chaotic action. This can sometimes mean in like pretty, immediate context, busy work, or just a lot of energy being put into stuff that ultimately doesn't matter much. But I think for a birthday reading, this has a little bit broader meaning for an entire year, especially a year with this much good stuff going on. I think this indicates that the labors that you're going to perform in this upcoming year are going to be mysterious. You don't know for sure whether or not they're going to pay off in the long run. Now, obviously, you're willing to take that gamble because that energy is out there, and I think you should be willing to take that gamble, but the outcome is definitely uncertain. We don't know if the work that you're going to do in the upcoming year, whether it's for your career or for a new venture, or whether it's volunteer work or whatever it is that you spend your time doing for other people in the world, we're not sure if it's going to pay off or not. But you definitely want to go for it. because at the very least, it's going to lead to stable relationships. The people you meet in the course of doing this work are going to be people who will be a part of your life for a long time, and it's definitely going to lead to you feeling good. So no harm, no foul if it doesn't pay off from a diamond perspective. As you can see, there's no diamonds, there's no necessarily any resources that are being indicated here. At least you know it's going to feel like the right thing. So this is, as four of spades go, not a bad one. Now let's take a look at our daily reading for everybody else and see what our preoccupation card comes up. We're going to look at every 10th card as usual. All right, we are starting with a preoccupation card of the Three of Hearts. Three of Hearts is definitely, it's a 3, so it's a negative card, but this particular spot just means that we are starting with a negative idea in our heads. Three of Hearts usually means bad presence or the loss of presence. It sometimes indicates isolation. In an extreme circumstance, it can indicate a breaking up or a falling apart of a relationship, especially if it gets paired up with a 4 of something. That can be a little bit of a dramatic Three of Hearts. But here with our intuition, this is just a concern about isolation or a concern about being by ourselves. So let's see where that concern is coming from or how to modify that. We get the 9 of clubs. Now, this is quite a positive modifier. The 9 of clubs is the emotional, it's not the 10 of clubs, it's not our pinnacle, it's not joy, but the 9 of clubs does indicate energy. 9s are usually preparatory cards. They're a willingness to go for more. And so when it comes to our emotions, that indicates just that you'll have lots and lots of fight in you. A lot of energy and willingness to try. You're not going to give up easily with a 9 of clubs here. So even though you're feeling maybe these worries about isolation, there's a lot of willingness bubbling under there to do something about it. So let's take a look at where this energy is coming from. Oh, it's coming from the king. That makes sense. So the king of clubs, of course, we're talking about energy and emotion here. The king is the card of authority, but also, most importantly and probably relevantly here, the card of conflict. And so this fear of isolation is probably coming out of a conflict with an authority figure, whether it's somebody intimate with you or not. The clubs don't really indicate whether this is like a parental figure or a boss or even just somebody in your peer group who sways a lot of authority. But there might have been a conflict recently with this person that you still feel the energy to resolve, but that energy is coming with a fear of isolation. Let's see if we can pinpoint the source of this conflict with one more indicator card to maybe help figure out who this king could represent, whether it's even a person. Sometimes because clubs are the suit of ego and inner emotion, it can be an inner voice or, you know, somebody talking in your head. Oh, and we have another 3. We have the 3 of spades. So the 3 of spades is, how do we put this into context here? The 3 of spades is usually, if you're asking whether or not something's going to work out, the 3 of spades is a very emphatic no. It's the card of failure. It's the card of an action that did not go well. But in this context, where it's just modifying the king of clubs, I think the story that we've built up here is that you might be feeling a fear of isolation somewhere in the back of your mind. You might be fearing a letting go or the breaking of a relationship with somebody in some position of an authority. And you're motivated to do something about it, maybe because you screwed up here. This is something where you took a wrong step, you took a wrong action. It doesn't necessarily have to be major. it could be a minor thing. Again, we haven't seen a single diamond today. None of the resources are at risk. Nothing there's no loss that's being indicated here. But you're sensing that you did something wrong and you need to make it good with an authority figure. So this could be a very important advice card, a very important indicator action card for our final one. Oh, the Four of Diamonds. So finally, diamonds make their appearance. So I think intuitively that you understand that this whole little narrative playing out is carrying with it some risk. The Four of Diamonds is literally, the shorthand is that it's literally the card of risk. Your resources are in a chaotic place. And while there's no immediate loss at hand, there's a strong sense that if we don't resolve the conflict that was kickstarted, maybe by acknowledging that it was kickstarted by your own misstep, and avoid this breakage of the relationship with you and this either authority figure or somebody with whom you have some sort of an emotional connection or an emotional dependency, somebody who has sway over how you're feeling during the day, that there may be an accompanying loss of resource. I would think this would be a workplace type of advice. However, because it's the Three of Hearts, it doesn't have to be restricted to that. I would definitely spend some time meditating on anybody that you've had conflict with in the past month or two, especially anybody whose conflict may have originated with you screwing up. And take some of the energy that you've got, take some of the good vibes that are out there in the universe, especially some of this luck, and try to use that to turn around and avoid any of these outcomes of a loss of relationship or especially a loss of resource. So I hope that you find that helpful. If you do like our readings, don't forget to hit subscribe and then hit that bell so that you know when a new one is here. I try to do them every single day. Definitely leave a note in the comments if you have a particular concern that you would like us to explore in the cards. And as always, if you like the video, then the video likes you. So hit that button as well. Lots of buttons to hit, but more importantly, lots of work to do today. Good luck with it.